Hey polish fans, it's Caroline again and welcome to another video here at Wild Lacquer. In today's video we are doing part 2 of my spring nail polish rack. This is a collaboration, so make sure to check out the list down below for all of the other participants and their channels. As I mentioned in part 1, I am definitely feeling brighter colors this spring. I feel like in springs past I was definitely sticking more towards traditional light pastels, but as you can see, I've definitely picked out some brighter colors. In part 1, I started with the pinks and went into some of the purples, and in today's video, we are going to wrap up the purples and get into some of our blues. The first one is a really unusual color from Fair Maiden. This one is called Holiday 2019, and this I thought was such a cute color for spring because it is in a very light lavender jelly base, and then it has a fun mix of glitters. Very unique combination in this base. So I'm seeing matte red glitters, white matte glitters in a smaller size, and then some gold metallic glitters as well. And here it is in 2 coats with a glossy top coat. This one I think could be somewhere between a 2 and 3 coater depending on your nail length and application, and of course how much of that glitter you want on the nail. I was pretty happy with this disbursement of the glitter, just having a little bit of those red glitters scattered around the nail. But I think if I wanted to have this one be a little bit more pigmented in that purple, I might try a 3rd coat. In fact, let's go ahead and do that. Let's see how a 3rd coat acts. Now, I didn't turn the bottle upside down recently, so I'm not sure how much of the red glitters we're going to get out, but we can at least see how opaque we can get that cream base. All right, so there we have 3 coats. Obviously not with the top coat since I just applied this. But yeah, that's really cute. It is still a pretty soft color, one of the softest that I do have on my spring rack this season, but I like how it looks. I just think it's really cute and very unique. So that first one was Fair Maiden Holiday 2019. Next up, we're sticking to a very similar color in the base, this time from Finger Paints. This one is called DIY Diva. And this is another very light lavender crelly. This time we have a larger particled shimmer in it that goes from an aqua green to a bright pink like a fuchsia. I want to say there's also a little bit of gold and orange when you get this at just the right angle. And here's that one in 2 coats with a glossy top coat. I will say on this one, the shimmer isn't really very prominent. You don't really see it very easily, and that might be because this is a more opaque formula. This is it, like I said, in just 2 coats, and it is nice and opaque. I think maybe if you have very long nails or a really prominent nail line, you might need a 3rd, but I think most people would be just fine with 2 coats of this. But because it is a more opaque formula, you don't really get a chance to see that particle very easily. So we'll have to see how I enjoy it on, but I thought it was a beautiful color for spring, and I love how it looks in the bottle. So that one is Finger Paints DIY Diva. Next up is one from Lacquer. This is Milky Way. This is one that I was very, very excited to get from this collection, and we're going to look at it swatched here on the little nail ring. This is a beautiful lavender crelly with matte blue glitters and iridescent flakes. This is an absolutely stunning combination, and I mean, look at the flakes here. There is at least one gigantic flaky hiding in there, but I love the combination here. It's a nice soft delicate purple, and I adore the mix of those little matte blue glitters with the flakies in this. I don't remember if my swatch was 2 or 3 coats because anything done on one of my little nail rings here was done a few years ago, but it is beautiful and I can't wait to get this on my nails. So that is Lacquer's Milky Way. Next up is one that I could probably use as a topper. This comes from Phoenix Indie Polish, and this is Boy Toy. This is another stunning polish, this time in a very, very squishy purple base. There's more matte glitters, this time in white and a light blue, and this has a stunning shifting shimmer. You see pink and orange, green. This is absolutely stunning in the bottle. I will say once you get it swatched, it is really, really sheer though. I don't know what it is about a lot of the polishes that I get from this brand. A lot of the Brazilian brands actually, a lot of them are just incredibly sheer, especially on my nail wheels. And even when I've done it in 3 coats before, it just doesn't get as opaque as I would have expected. But in any case, it is absolutely gorgeous. Like I mentioned, I'm pretty sure I'll be trying this as a topper, maybe putting it over a purple base, like this one here from Color Club. That is Lily in Paris. We're going to get to that here in a minute. Or I could also put it over this one from OPI, which is Skate to the Party. So I have a couple of different options that I think that this could look really beautiful over, but it could look good over a lot of different colors as well. Maybe even over a minty green. But that was Phoenix Indie Polish Boy Toy. Next up is one from OPI. This is You Had Me at Halo. And this is a really beautiful purple that's got this periwinkle feel to it. It has a little bit of a blue lean, and it has another larger particled shimmer in it. This one I'm seeing mainly as like a green gold with a flash of silver there at the top. Really beautiful color. Here's that one in 2 coats with a glossy top coat. I think here on the nail you can see what I mean about that sort of a periwinkle lean that it has. It's a color that when you compare it to a purple, it looks more blue. When you compare it to a blue, it looks more purple. And I don't know, maybe some of that is the shimmer in here, but I love colors like this that sort of define an exact definition, and it's really pretty. I do still need to film the voiceover for the haul of this collection because I filmed the swatches for this quite a while ago and I still have yet to get the voiceover done. But in any case, at some point I will share it. But that was OPI's You Had Me at Halo. Next up is a flaky Crelly from Cuticula. This one is Pixie Glass, and this is a really beautiful flaky polish. The flakes that this maker uses in the glass collections that she has, both Pixie and I think Dragon, are just gorgeous. She uses a lot of different kinds, and so you get a lot of different rainbows in a different way than you do from normal iridescent flakies. And this is like a rainbow in a Crelly. It is so beautiful. So the base of this is again kind of that purple with a pinch of a blue lean to it. And then of course all of the rainbows of those beautiful glass flakies. Here's that one in 2 coats with a glossy top coat. And this one I will say is almost a little bit dusty by comparison to some of the other colors, but I love the combination of that base with these flakies. It is gorgeous. And I like that you can see a lot of the different colors of those flakies. Like I said, I'm pretty sure there's a handful of types and colors that are used in this mix. And you can see blues, greens, pinks, golds. It looks amazing in this color. So another that I'm really excited to try. So that was Cuticula's Pixie Glass. Next up is one of the polishes that I'm actually wearing. This is Different Dimension. I'm Flawed, We All Are. And this I had to immediately put on after I did this swatch wheel. So I'm actually wearing 3 different colors from my spring rack already. The purple from Different Dimensions, an accent nail from Colorist to Carol, which is Gems and Feathers, and then another accent nail from Bluebird Lacquer. This is a Rollin with my Chrome-ies. But yeah, this is one that after I swatched it, I knew I had to wear it. It is a stunning purple polish. This has a mix of hollow and a shifting shimmer, so you get that red to green to gold, and look at the blue popping up. It is so gorgeous. So here it is in 2 coats with a glossy top coat, and I am wearing it also in 2 coats with a glossy top coat. So I love the shimmer in this, but yeah, had to put that one on. It is spectacular. So that was Different Dimension. I'm Flawed, We All Are. Next up is one from Cupcake Polish. This is Lilac Skies. This one is a purple shimmer polish that also has holographic glitter in it. So this is a really beautiful, complex color. You're going to see a lot of different colors from the shifts in that shimmer as well as the hollow glitter. So the base of this one is a true purple. You have a blue glow at the face, sort of a green aqua. Actually, right there, it's very green, but it does have a blue shift to it. And then a fuchsia at the edges as well as golden green. Here's Lilac Skies in 2 coats with a glossy top coat. Now, while this is a squishier formula, this is one that I do feel on the nails you'd probably be okay with just 2 coats. And the glitter didn't really provide too much in the way of texture, so 1 coat of glossy top coat did a good job at smoothing this one out. I love the sparkle that those glitters add, and of course the shimmer in here is stunning. So that was Cupcake Polish, Lilac Skies. Next up we have a squishy flaky from Schlee. This is Levitating, and oh my goodness, look at the base and all the colors that you're seeing. Wow. So this is another purple, very squishy base with a ton of shimmer and flakies. There's a bright pink, there's orange, there's electric green, there's gold, there's teal. It is so beautiful. Here's that one in 2 coats with a glossy top coat. This is another one where I feel like it is a bit on the sheer side. Some nail lengths might need a third coat, but I feel like some nail lengths might be just fine with the 2 coats because once you have it on the nail, you're going to be so distracted by the shimmer and those flakies that I don't think it would be too bothersome to have a little bit of nail line. So that's how I left this one. But I love that you can see all of those shifts quite nicely in here. You get those flakies and the shimmer. Really stunning. So that was Schley Polish Levitating. Next up is one from Great Lakes Lacquer. This is Dusk on the Shores of Portage, and another rainbow in a bottle. Look at that. Oh my goodness. You get that beautiful pink. You see gold, green, orange. This is it in just 2 coats with a glossy top coat. And you guys, I was really impressed with the formulation of this. Look how opaque it is in 2 coats, and it is still such a shifty polish. This was sort of in contention with that different dimension to be the first polish that I put on as a main mani after I did the swatches. And in fact, it might have to go on my nails next because it is just jaw-dropping. Absolutely incredible. A lot of these are really awesome polishes, but this one is Great Lakes Lacquer Dusk on the Shores of Portage. Next up is a really fun Crelly with flakes. This is Magically Delicious from Cuticula, and this one is a beautiful lavender Crelly base, and the flakies in this are really interesting. They are more like a flaked metallic, so you've got blue metallic, green metallic, fuchsia, and gold. And I want to say there's also maybe a scattering of either a very small particle of gold or maybe some glitter. I can't quite tell. Here's that one in 2 coats with a glossy top coat. This one is kind of reminiscent of the kinds of flakies that is in the one that I put on from Colors to Carol. So you have these beautiful shards that are opaque. Beautiful when mixed together. And I love them in this purple base. That is another one that I was very close to putting on right after I did the swatches, but that was Cuticula's Magically Delicious. Next up is another OPI. This one is Skate to the Party. This is one of those creams that I thought I could wear underneath that Phoenix polish. This is a light purple cream, maybe leaning a bit towards a lavender. This one is a nice vibrant shade without being a bright or a neon. And here's that one in 2 coats with a glossy top coat. The formulation on this was fantastic. I think most nail lengths would be just fine with 2 coats on this one. And again, I love the color of this. Very, very pretty. So that was OPI's Skate to the Party. Next up is another from Polished for Days. This is Catch My Drift. This is another one that came from the Cloud 9 collection, and this one is the blue. So I do have some of my blues and purples sort of interchanged. I think with this one, I was thinking in the bottle it would be a little bit more on the purple side, but it's definitely a blue. This is another beautiful shifting shimmer. So you have a red to green to gold, and kind of a brighter marigold as opposed to a yellow leaning gold. So this one does have that pinch of an orange. And here's that one in 2 coats with a glossy top coat. So this is another instance where some nail lengths will definitely need a 3rd coat for full opacity, but I really like this kind of a polish on the nails in just 2 coats. So for my swatches, I did leave it at 2. But look how intense that shimmer is. This is another one of those shifting shimmers on here that I was really tempted to put on my nails next. It just glows off the nail. I love the warm shifts in it. And of course, I love the base as well. This is a dazzling polish. So that was Polished for Days Catch My Drift. Next up is the other cream that I was thinking I could wear under the Phoenix polish. This is Color Club's Lily in Paris. This is one that was on my wish list for quite a while because I hadn't really been making any purchases from them. I usually wait until they're having a sale. And I ended up grabbing this during their $1 mystery bottle sale that they were having. So I was really excited to get this. I think I'm really going to love this on. Here's that one in 2 coats with a glossy top coat. Yeah, the color on this is incredible. I adore colors like this. It's another instance where it is a purple. It's kind of this lavender, but it has a blue lean to it. So when you're just looking at it in the bottle, it's purple. But when you compare it to a brighter shade of purple, a more warm toned purple, like this one from OPI, which was Skate to the Party, it definitely has that cool blue lean to it. And I love that kind of color. I adore the one from OPI as well, but this sort of an in-between shade is one of my favorites. I as I've mentioned a few times, is I adore anything that mixes a blue and purple. So anything from a cornflower blue all the way to a deeper indigo. So this one is definitely one of my favorite creams that I pulled for spring. So that was Color Club's Lily in Paris. Next up, we have another one from Different Dimension. This one is called No Sleep Till Brooklyn. And this is a really interesting, like blue acrylic with iridescent glitter. There's also a shimmer that you can see, that red to gold, that is a smaller particle than the glitters. So every time I see this one in the bottle, I tell myself I need to get it on my nails. So I thought it would be a perfect one to pull for spring. And here's how it looks in 2 coats with a glossy top coat. I will say for this one, I need to get it on my nails to see if this is one that's going to stay in my collection, because as you can see, when it's swatched, I'm not really seeing the iridescent glitters. And I don't know if that's because they're getting drowned out. It is a thicker formula, but where are those pink flecks coming from? It's almost as if the swatch has different particles than the bottle, and I'm not sure why that is, but I need to get this on my nails, see if I enjoy it as it actually wears, because I can't keep things simply because they look beautiful in the bottle. I have to like wearing them, so we'll see if I like it. I'll also have to see if this is one that maybe if I were to thin it down, I might be able to see the glitter a little bit more. I feel like I said that about this one here from Le Polish. This one also had iridescent glitters in it, but once you got it on the nail, you didn't really see those iridescent glitters. You did see the black glitters, but not the iridescent. So I have a couple polishes that I'm going to have to play around with, maybe see about thinning them down to see if I can't see the iridescent glitters as I am in the bottle. But in any case, I do like the soft, delicate color of this base. It's definitely a light blue. I think as it stands, how it swatches now, this could make a nice winter polish as well. But that was Different Dimension, No Sleep Till Brooklyn. Next up is, I think, the only thermal that I've pulled for spring. This is by Danny Viana's Can't Crush a Soul Here. This came out in their Disney collection. It's coming off bluer in the bottle, but on the swatch, it definitely has a purple base. So I'm thinking that if I am remembering correctly, this is a purple to blue thermal. And the shimmer on this is, again, absolutely spectacular. You have an aqua green to blue, and it is so pretty in this base. This is one that I bought because I saw Latani wearing it on Lacquer Lashes, and it looked just amazing. So here it is in just 2 coats with a glossy top coat. So this is another instance where I feel like I'm seeing purple in person, but on camera it's coming off a little bit more blue, but really pretty color. The shimmer is stunning. Let's see if I can't warm this one up. So I ran it under hot water to see if I could get that to change. And honestly, I'm not seeing much of a change, so I don't know if maybe my bottle died, which would be a bummer since I haven't even gotten a chance to wear this. But even if this is how it's going to be and it's not going to thermal to a deeper purple or anything, I really do love this color in general. I mean, look at that. It is beautiful. So we'll have to see if I can get that on my nails and figure out if it does indeed still transition or not. But in any case, that was by Danny Viana's Can't Crush a Soul Here. Next up is another one that I already have on my nails. This is Colores de Carol's Gems and Feathers. And you guys, this is absolutely amazing. Here it is as an accent, but we will take a look at it here on the swatch ring as well. On my nail, I did go up to 3 coats. On my swatch wheel, I did only 2. Either way, I do think it's beautiful, but on my nails, I really felt that the 3rd coat added a more finished look. I got a little bit more of the flakies, and the layering of that curly base was just complete for me at 3 coats. But this is a really beautiful light off-white, slightly minty leaning base, and it has beautiful metallic shards in it. So you're getting fuchsia, purple, gold, and aqua. Really pretty fun mix here. So here it is in 2 coats, and then just to compare it to the 3 coats that I'm wearing on my nails, you can see that it's just a little bit lighter, and that 3rd coat I feel really just gives it that finished, complete crelly look, but beautiful color. That is Colores de Carol's Gems and Feathers. Next up is one from Alchemy Lacquers, and this is Prism Dancer, and this is another beautiful spring color with flakies. This one has iridescent flakies as well as matte black flakies, all in a light sky blue base. And here's that one in 2 coats with a glossy top coat. I feel like for this one, the iridescent flakies aren't really in your face, and that might be because this is more of a crelly finish. It is more opaque than, say, that Schlee polish over here. But I love that you get a little speckled look with the black flakies in there, and you can see the iridescent flakies. They just have a different look than a more sheer formula. So that was Alchemy Lacquer's Prism Dancer. Next up is another OPI. This one is called Can't Control Me, and this one came out in the same collection as You Had Me at Halo, which was the, I think, Xbox collection, even though I keep wanting to call it the Halo collection. So this one is a beautiful blue. It's got a nice vibrancy to it. It does have a slight shimmer in there that I don't really see very well on the nail. But this is another instance where what I love about it is it does have a periwinkle lean to it. I feel like on my screen it is a little bit more blue, like a gray blue, but in person it has that little bit of a purple pinch to it. Here it is in 2 coats with a glossy top coat. And yeah, I feel like on my screen anyways, this is coming off as a vibrant sky blue, but again, in person, this has that periwinkle lean to it, and I love that. It does lean more blue than, say, the Color Club Lily in Paris. So if you were to compare the two, Lily is definitely more purple. But this one, when you compare it to a light sky blue, for instance, the one next to it from Alchemy, it has that pinch of a purple lean to it. So that was OPI's Can't Control Me. Next up is another Great Lakes lacquer. This is Lavender Dreams, and this is another stunning shimmer polish. Like I mentioned in part 1, I've definitely been feeling these shifty shimmers for spring, and this time we have a beautiful squishy purple with a blue to green shifting shimmer. And as you can see at the extreme edges, you're going to get a bit of bright fuchsia as well. And here's that one in 2 coats with a glossy top coat. I think this is another instance where it's kind of a color that's somewhere between a purple and a blue, and maybe in this one it is because of that shimmer in it, but this is really beautiful. I love the shifts. I love the color. This is another one that I can't wait to wear for the spring. So that was Great Lakes Lacquer Lavender Dreams. And then the last one for part 2 comes from Color Club. This is another cream. This is called Clickbait, and this one is a beautiful blue cream. This is another shade of blue that I feel has a pinch, just a pinch of a purple lean to it. Here it is in just 2 coats. You guys, the formulation on this was absolutely fantastic. I don't think anybody would need to be on 2 coats. And this is another instance where I do feel like the nuances of the color aren't really coming off on screen very well. It's coming off as more of like a stark, bright summer blue. But again, it has that pinch, just a pinch of a purple lean to it. So that last color was Color Club's Clickbait. And there we have it. That is part 2 for my spring rack. Let me know what your favorites were down below, or what colors you're really feeling for the spring season. This wheel definitely had a lot of colors that I'm really excited to wear, and as you can see, I already got 2 of them on my nails. Again, do make sure to check out the list down below for all of the other participants in the collab, and as always, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you have a good rest of your day. If you're new, think about hitting that little subscription button down below. That way you don't miss out on any of my new videos, and I will see you in that next one.